What up, and welcome to another episode. I'm not sure if this audio will make the podcast or not. I may just do another one. But to all of you who were there for the Man of Family versus the Man of Battle, and you're back again, appreciate you. That was my biggest video so far. So this is going to definitely be a follow-up to that one. And this one is about, as you can see in the title, the purpose. Where to find it. And we need context first. I always like to do context because I'm not a person who likes to just jump into stuff without the whys behind it. I think we have to have a nice understanding of things. And so this still won't be, I'm going to try to keep this thing short. But thank you for bearing with me as we get through this. So, context. Story. Yesterday, a guy comes up to me at work. And I've always kind of been the guy that people come to for, a little bit of advice, And I'm glad that I'm that guy. So he comes up to me and he says, I got a question for you. I said, cool. And he says that he's been going to this vape shop. And I guess he trusts my knowledge and my experience with women, which is cool. But he says he's been going to this vape shop and he notices that this girl, talks to him a little bit differently than she talks to the other customers. She engages him in conversation. She likes to talk to him a little bit. And he said he took his sister in there and his sister was like, yeah, I think she's kind of flirting with you. And I'm just listening to the story. And he says, after kind of explaining that he's interested in, exchanging numbers with her, he asked my thoughts on the situation. And I told him, well, let me tell you my background and exactly what you're going through, and you can make the decision from there. So I actually had the exact same story about 2 years ago. I had been going to this coffee shop, and this barista had been doing the exact same thing, engaging me in more conversation and, wanting to talk, being super cool. And it's here's the deal. Here's the first bit of context here, is that this is how men are wired, okay? And this is why this video is about purpose. And then I'll get back into the story. Men are wired to, when we see something that we are interested in, it doesn't matter what it is, we are wired to project how this thing is going to work out, how we're going to build this thing, how we're going to work out this. And it's not even a problem. It's just a thing that we're interested in. It doesn't matter what it is. Okay. And so here's the thing about women. Women like to have good conversation and community. Men aren't built like that. So when a woman who just wants to have good conversation and she sees a guy that she can have a good conversation with, who might be kind of handsome or whatever, she will engage in conversation. That's why you see attractive women will talk to men that they're not really interested in, because those guys can have conversation with them. It's the other guys who are interested in them who make things weird. Okay? So, with that being said, that guys are really built for purpose. I'm not saying that women don't have purpose, but they seek more community easily than guys do. Guys see something that they're interested in and build how to go for it in their minds. And so, back to the story. I was telling him that I had the exact same thing happen. For months, I went to this coffee shop. And, I didn't even realize that I had just basically built a rapport as a good customer. And that's why she was engaging me. And so, slipped in my number. And I actually got a text back. And the text said, wow, I'm really flattered. But I do have a boyfriend. You're, one of our best customers. And, I hope that this doesn't keep you from coming in. We really appreciate, you as a customer. And I don't know if I was horrified. I probably was more horrified. The guy, when I was telling him this at work, he said, I would have loved that kind of response. And I'm like, not me. That kind of response is like horrific for me. And this is what I told him. I said, do you want to stop going to that vape shop? Because here's how you screw up the vape shop, is that you do that. I don't go to that coffee shop much more anymore. And this is one of the things that you learn as a guy, that you just learn over time. Like, do you want to sacrifice one of your favorite places to get the number of somebody who works there? Or do you just, okay. So this is what I told him. We guys have a tendency, a very high tendency, when we see a pretty flower, we want to pick it. And we want to take it home, we want to put it in a vase until it dies, and then we get another flower. And I'm not saying that it always goes that way. I'm just saying that when we see a pretty flower, we want to pick it and put it in our vase at home. That's what we do. Especially a flower that blooms and blossoms every time they see us. And so he really understood that analogy. And the other part of it is, I told him the funniest thing that happens with us is that we immediately start building the path to how this is going to work out up until the point that there are significant other. And that's why we do it. And so what does this have to do with purpose? Because we think that finding a partner, or the path to finding a partner, will give us the fulfillment and satisfaction that we don't have right now. And the messed up part about that is that the fulfillment and satisfaction that we seek actually comes in isolation. And that's where you find purpose. Because purpose is the thing within you that wants to be realized and materialized in the real world. And so the next video after this will be the art of visualization. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe and like this video, please. Apparently people like this kind of content, so we're going to keep going with this. So the art of visualization is next, because this one's about purpose. And the previous one was about what kind of man are you, and basically what kind of man are you women picking for the women who are here. And we appreciate you also. And so that was me, afraid to be alone, thinking that if I had someone next to me, I would feel the fulfillment that I wasn't getting by not living in my purpose. We all have gifts and talents, and we've heard this. We all have gifts and talents that were given at birth. I'm not even saying that I'm supposed to be a YouTuber. I don't know if I'm supposed to be a content creator, but I do know I set out to gain wisdom. And I'm not saying I have wisdom. I'm saying that I set out to learn things. I set out to experience things. And that experience allows for a guy at work to come up to me who's had the exact same experience some kind of way, and him to be able to ask me a question, and for me to be able to assist him. And he could go ask for her number. He may have to find out himself. Whatever. But for him to have someone that he can go to is the point, is the purpose. And so, yes, we fight the same thing that helps us discover our purpose, which is isolation. Guys it's easy for us to be isolated, and it's easy for us to find us in places where we're by ourselves. Not so much for women. Again, women are more communal beings. They like community, and they should like community. They get ideas from community. That's why it's so important for women to be in the right community. Because if you're in the wrong community, you're going to get the wrong information, and you're going to be trying to figure out where your life went down the wrong path because you didn't know you was listening to the wrong people. Guys have to go within. And it's the scariest part, to be by yourself, coming home from work every day, going to your couch, reading your books, writing in your journal, taking care of your business, studying your studies, whatever it is, figuring out who you are and what you're about. Your purpose is almost something so scary and yet so simple. And it's so simple, but it ain't easy. It's right in front of our faces and we're blind to see it. And you can't see it because you haven't gotten to the still place yet. And this is for men and women. Running around, again, being on your phones constantly checking your social media, constantly checking your messages. Like right now, at this point in my life, I don't have anybody messaging me. I have a couple homies that call me every now and then. We check in on each other. That's it. And it's the craziest place to be in because I fought this for so long. I was blessed to be able to be in a lot of relationships and experience women. And I always knew that this place was coming. I was just afraid of this place because I had people telling me, you're going to be old and alone. There's no such thing as old. And alone is for people who are scared to be alone. I'm not alone. I'm on my journey to discover my purpose and what I'm here for, as most guys should be. Because here's the deal. If attention, and this is 2 videos ago in the 3x3 guide, when interacting with women, if attention is the currency of the current world, in the digital world, and attention is what women seek, what women love, what women need. Women need attention, right? Guys don't necessarily need attention. Women need attention. They thrive on attention. That's why women glow up when they have the extra attention, right? If attention is the currency of our current world, and where attention goes, energy flows. Focused attention is the knife that cuts through all BS and actually can get you, sorry for the trash truck, and actually get you to where you're trying to go. Focused attention, not just attention, because your attention, and so we have this attention deficit disorder and all this other stuff that people are trying to treat because people won't sit down and learn how to focus and be disciplined about that focus. So you have this attention, which we love to lavish onto women, and we won't lavish it on ourselves. We so easily give this attention away when it's the one thing that we need to discover purpose. When you put that attention back on yourself, fellas, who are you? What are your values? What do you like to do? What gifts and talents have always been there? It's something so simple and so easy to bypass that most of us miss it. And then we put that attention back on the women. And we say, well, if I just get this one, I'll be cool. Isolation shows you so much about yourself, your values, who you are, and the things that you truly desire. And it's what most people run from. It's what I ran from for so long. It is not selfish to have your focus on self. It's actually the best thing. Because again, and I think this is 3 videos ago, why pride and romance are the key, why pride and admiration are the keys to romance. Because you can't have pride in yourself if you don't have self-achievement, if you haven't built your character. And where do those come? In solitude. We're so easily influenced by others. Our values are so easily influenced by others that we get lost. And that's why most guys feel this sense of being lost. We have no clue who we are, what we're here for, what we're capable of, because we won't sit in the silence that is solitude. And so here's a quick exercise. And one word, one single word to describe these people. Joe Rogan, Tony Robbins, Dave Chappelle, Joel Osteen, Eric Thomas, Tom Brady, C.T. Fletcher. Joe Rogan is an explorer. He explores. Remember when he was on Fear Factor? Joe Rogan explores topics for us. He's a leader in exploration. Tony Robbins he uplifts. Dave Chappelle, you could say he's a comedian, but he's more than that. He's a truth speaker. Joel Osteen is a shepherd. Eric Thomas is a motivator. C.T. Fletcher is a motivator in a different sphere. Tom Brady, leadership. And so, purpose. You can be doing several things, but your purpose remains the same. You could be doing a myriad of things, but your purpose remains the same. And so the title of this video, Purpose and Where to Find It, and the context that I gave you, and the examples that I just showed you. Purpose is that thing within you that wants to be realized, that wants to be fulfilled in the material world. Constantly fulfilled. It's not a one and done. This is a thing that lives in you. It's the reason why you're here. Purpose. Realizing your purpose comes in solitude. You have to be willing to be alone. You have to be willing to be alone. For however long that takes. And if you're not willing to go down that road, turn this video off right now. And go watch some stuff on how to find a woman or find a man, because this isn't for you. You have to be willing to be by yourself and not find fulfillment in other people. And I'm not saying you can't go to singles events and meet people and network and all that other stuff. I'm saying that there's a time when every man has to be okay with being by himself. The quiet and solitary moments that we're in are a chance to discover our purpose. And romantic connections are usually used to find fulfillment, but the fulfillment that we seek is within. And so again, the next video will be about the art of visualization, so that I can hopefully, I've got a lot of examples and a lot of some authors that I've read over the years that can help us with this. But your purpose is found within. For guys, it's easy for us to get caught up with searching for something outside of us, because it's easy for our minds to go there. And that's why the art of visualization is next. For women, understand that you must be in the right community, even if you are solo. Definitely find community, but find the right community. Okay? And your community will show you who you are. Ooh. The women, whatever community you're in, is a reflection of you, just like your man is a reflection of you. Just like your woman is a reflection of the man. The people that we're around is a reflection of us. So if you're in solitude, you're changing places. You were in one friend group and you're about to meet new people who are also the same value system as you. And that's what this is about. What are your values? What are the gifts and talents that have been given to you? What are you capable of? That thing wants to be realized in the material world. So, I think that's it. Art of visualization is next. I've been working on that for a couple weeks, actually. I wanted to do a follow-up video to the other one, Man of Battle versus Man of Purpose, because they're the same thing, your purpose. But this is really for the men of battle who don't know what they're battling. Your battle is to find yourself. All right, I'll get to you guys next time. Podcast will probably be out tomorrow. It's going to be a shorter version of this, hopefully. Just 15 minutes. We're going to recap everything in a succinct fashion. And that's on the Proper Gentleman's Club on Spotify. I appreciate you guys. And thank you for subscribing. We got triple the subscribers last video. Please like and share this one. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.